Welcome. We have a real-time warm-up, approximately 15 minutes to get you ready for the workout, but it's also its own standalone workout. So if you've only got 15 minutes and you need to work on a little bit of shoulder mobility and just opening up your body, this is a great way to start the day. So 15 minutes of real-time exercises, grab some water, grab a yoga mat. You will need one for the warm-up today. Grab a towel if you're going to sweat. And let's go ahead and get started. So just like the other videos I've been doing, I will give you the cue of the length of your TRX that's needed and also your orientation to the anchor point. So just as a revision, you're either going to be standing facing, which is the position I'm in right now, or you're going to be standing facing away. We're going to do a half kneeling exercise today in the warm-up as well. So obviously, if that's not something that you like to do to get down on your knees for exercise, then you can do it standing up. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The first exercise we're going to do is a hip flexor stretch. We're going to be standing facing away from our anchor point with our straps set at medium length. So go ahead and get that done. And let's get ready. So just check in and make sure your TRX position is correct. So up nice and tall, standing in a plank position. So from here, I'm going to press into my TRX handles, bring my shoulders down, engage my core, and come up on my toes. And I'm stepping forward with my right foot, and I'm rotating my right arm down and to the side. And once I've done that, I'm just pushing into my left hip flexor. All right, up tall, pressing into my handles, and then left foot forward, left arm down, squeezing my right glute and just pushing a little bit into my hip flexor. Okay, that's the movement. We're going to do 5 on each side. So everybody up on their toes, athletic position, great plank, and step forward, press back, step forward, press back. So you're going to feel your shoulders opening. You're also going to feel your hip flexor opening. And a lot of things going on. So nice and tall, working with your breath. So nice and slow to start. And obviously you're going to your range of motion. So it may be that you just get to here with your arms. That's fine too. You don't have to take a big step. So I know this is 6, but here we go. 1 for luck, right? All right. Next exercise is a wall slide. Usually we do wall slides facing away from our anchor point. But today, just because we're going to mix it up, we're going to do them facing our anchor point. So the wall slide is really important because it works our shoulders. So I want you to imagine when you come to your starting position that the back of your head is against a wall. The back of your shoulders is pressed against a wall. Your butt is pressed against the wall. You've got your hands in the foot cradles with your palms facing forwards, but your thumbs are out. So here's my starting position. And then I'm going to bring my elbows down to the side and extending up. So I'm looking up at my anchor point. There is nothing going on the ground. And I'm pulling down and I'm trying to keep my elbows pressed back. So those shoulders are saying, good afternoon. All right, 3 more. 3, 2, feel this in your shoulders, but you also feel it in your core. I am standing as tall as I can. 1. Now, we're going to alternate arms. So you're doing a crawling motion. Another important move. We used to do this when we were kids. We would crawl. We forget to do it when we're adults. One of the things we should do is just go play on the playground. But here's a crawling motion. That's actually how we all learned to walk. All right, one more on each side. And shake it out. All right, exercise number 3. You are facing your anchor point and your TRX is staying at medium length. This is a wide hip hinge. So you want to open your feet as wide as comfortable. You're then going to have your hands just about chest height. Arms are straight. So one of the cues that's so important in TRX is to get your arms extended in front of you. Imagine you're holding a stinky baby. So press that out in front of you. You've got a piece of trash that really stinks. So arms are extended, shoulders are down, pressing into the TRX. So I'm going to push my arms forward as I press my hips back. And then I'm going to stand up tall, squeezing my glutes at the top, pressing forward. So as I press forward, I'm getting some shoulder mobility. And also, as I press forward, I'm opening up my hamstrings. So when I look down, which is one time that I allow you to do, I'm looking and making sure my toes are facing forward. I'm not pigeon-toed. My knees have a micro bend in them. So I don't lock my knees here, but I feel my hamstrings. Oops, got to straighten my arms there. Feel my hamstrings open up. So you'll find that this stretch feels so good. So you can hang out here just because you've deserved it so far. Weight in your heels, guys. Make sure that those hips are pressed backwards. Your head is right between your elbows. Nice long spine. And inhale, stand up. Okay, next exercise is a long torso stretch. We are going to hold the handles. Once again, we're facing the anchor point and we're at a medium length. So our feet are sideways. So I'm going to take my right foot and I'm actually facing left. And from there, I'm just going to drop into my hip, keeping my legs straight and my head drops between my elbows. I feel a stretch all the way down my torso and then come up. So we're only going to do 3 of these. So you're just falling back, stretching your hip, trying to push your hip down towards the ground. So slow, controlled movements. Oops, that wasn't very good. And then drop back. Here we go again. All right, if you've got tight IT bands, that feels really great. So now, left foot in front of right, my shoulders square to the anchor point, and I'm sitting back, extending my arms, trying to pull that anchor point out of the ceiling and squeezing up. So 2 more. Long, slow, controlled movements. Oh, it feels like I've got an extra inch between my rib cage now. 1 more. So drop back. Palms are facing the ground, stretching out through that torso. All right, moving on. We're getting right through this warm up. Okay, this is where you need your yoga mat. So just pull your yoga mat so you've got something to kneel on. And what you need to do is you actually need your straps about knee height. So let's get those ready before we do this stretch. Okay, so from here, I'm going to come into a half kneeling position. So my right foot is forward and my left foot is back. My hip is stacked over my knee and my knee is stacked over my ankle. So from here, I've got my handles at about knee height and I'm going to press into my handles and push out at 45 degrees. I'm going to feel, this is a stretch for your inner thigh, right through here. That's where you're going to feel it. So up tall and press out, come up. Good. Obviously, you're going to go to a place where you feel that stretch. And that's one of the great things about TRX. So individualized. But as soon as you feel the stretch, that's when you hold it and then release it. All right, let's change sides. So come up onto your other knee, your hands about knee height, up tall, looking straight ahead, checking that your knee is under your hip, and we're pressing out. Oh, my inner thighs are they're a bit tight. All right, press. And up, press, and up. Two more. So 2 and 1. All right, just to give you something, if you are not one of those people that likes to go down on your knees, this is the alternative, just to go side to side with that inner thigh stretch. In fact, let's just do that one. So your Cossack stretch. Whoop. Let's not forget to move our TRX up to medium length. So grab that yellow tab, take it up to either the 2 yellow marks if you've got an older TRX, or where the black goes to the gray on the newer ones. All right, elbows right underneath your shoulders, your feet, your toes facing forward, looking up at your TRX with full tension on your straps. All right, from there, you're just going to sit into your right knee, come up and sit into your left knee and come up. So you're working those inner thighs. So down and up. Remember, this is where we can also, if we've got that mobility, we are pulling our toe up to intensify the stretch. The big thing here, guys, is if you're here, do not let your hips go outside your knee. So make sure you're sitting there. My hip is behind my knee, and then I'm going to keep it safe. Safety is everything. There's no point in being the fittest person in the world and sitting on the sidelines because you're injured. All right, last exercise in our warm-up. Just going to get that yoga mat out of here. Split fly. So once again, we're warming up our shoulders. Your TRX is at medium length. You're facing the anchor point. And when you're doing shoulder exercises for TRX, it's so important that you find your end position first. And I also recommend that you do a staggered foot stance, because it gets you into the proper position without losing your TRX plank. So when I do a split fly, my end position is actually left arm down, right arm up in the air and straight. So there's my end position. My feet are in that split stance, and I'm going to drop back and pull up. So the big movement here is when I'm pressing down with my left arm, that is actually the press. It is a strong move. And what that allows my right arm to do, and that was terrible, Vicky, because you came out of straight arms, is my right shoulder then starts working mobility. So my left arm, strength pressing down, and my right arm, mobility in my shoulder. All right, let's change sides. So now my right arm is going to be doing the work. I'm going to find my end position first. So my left arm is up in the air. My right arm is down and to the right of my hip. Then I'm dropping back, straight arms, and pressing down with my right hand. and press. So this is a common mistake. Arms start bending. Guys, don't do that. If you're spending the time to work out, do it properly. Good. 3 more. 3, 2, last one, and relax. Okay, that's the end of your TRX warm up or mini workout. You've worked your shoulders, you've worked your legs a little bit, you've opened up your hip flexors, you've opened up the back side of your body. So you should already be standing an extra inch taller. But I'm going to be moving into a workout. So grab water, or even if you finished now, grab water, and I will see you in a minute.